Welcome back, Peach Cut Creek Farms YouTube channel. This morning we hit 125 subscribers, so we need that to keep on rising. So please share to all your friends. Just get these videos out and get some more subscribers and be able to produce some more videos. This right here is a Polaris Ranger 570 EFI. This is Dad's ride. Dad is 80 or 81 years old this year. He might be gonna be 81. But anyway, this is his ride now that he can't get around too good, so we ride him around on this a lot. And it's just not running good. Man, it just spits and sputters. It's just not running very well. If you stop for any length of time, take your foot off the gas, it's going to cut off. Sometimes it's really hard to crank. Yesterday, it took me 15 minutes to get in the garage. Today, it may not have a problem. So something's going on sporadically. I've changed throttle position sensor. I have changed the crank position sensor. All those things, air filter, spark plug, coil, all that stuff. And so now I'm down to a fuel pump. It's the last thing I think it can be. So I'm going to change that. Still waiting on the fuel pump to come in, so it's supposed to be here tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and get this part of the video done and out the way. What I intended to do right now is back to the side-by-side out and wash off the area around the fuel pump, the top of the fuel tank. But it decided to pour down rain. So I don't know if I'll get to that, but I'll crank this thing up, let y'all try to hear it, and heck, maybe it'll run good today. I don't know, but I'll let you see it. And if you know anything, if this doesn't work, then I'm out of ideas. Everything I've looked at seems to be fine, but so this is my last straw. So if you know what it might be, got no codes, and we go through the codes on there, no codes come up. We put a bad coil in it one time, and they gave us a coil code. So that's working, it's just not throwing any codes for why it's running bad. Like I said, if you can help us, if you know what it is, or might have some experience with it, let us know in the comments. Nothing's fine, I don't know what you're talking about. We'll let it warm up and see what it does for you. You can hear it, go ahead and start to cut out. There it cut off. And I am sorry if you can't hear me. The rain is quite loud on this tin roof. Now it's wanting to idle around 950. Right there is 1300. It stays up there, it's fine. would get it cranked, it was like, whoop, you know, when I hit the throttle. So that's one thing I'm not getting enough fuel. Cut off at 1200. So something's going on. It's still not doing what it did yesterday, where it was barely even cranked. But we're gonna go ahead and clean this thing off as soon as this rain clears. We'll get it cleaned out and get it prepared for us to take the fuel pump out and put the new fuel pump in whenever it arrives via UPS or whoever's bringing it. One really good thing about these side by side, all you gotta do to get to the fuel pump is just right here. Right here. And as you can see, it's kind of dirty. I don't want any of that dirt going in there, so I'm gonna take it out here, clean it off, and that way when we're working on it, we're working on good clean surfaces and don't have to worry about any of that trash getting into the tank. See how tough it is to get it back out today. Now it's doing where I'm gonna have to keep it going. We decided we're going to do this in the rain. Not sure how long this little storm is going to last, but we'll get this cleaned up real good. If we mean green bottle of spray. Alright, watch your eyes. That'll be a lot better to work on. Alright, we finally got the new fuel pump on site. It finally came in the mail, so I'm going to zoom y'all in on this. That way y'all can see me take it apart. I'll figure that out as we go. Should be just this connection here and an electrical. So, like I say, I'll show you that, and then we'll show you putting the new one on. Alright, so electrical's pretty straightforward. Just pick up on that.
and slide it out. It's just a weatherproof plug. On this one, I believe you take this little green tab off somehow. Yep. Alright, so there's a little, well, maybe. I don't know if it comes all the way off or not. Okay, that doesn't come all the way off. Just take that green tab back right here. Just pull it back and then pop off. We'll stick this back where that can't leak out or won't leak out. Now we'll get something and persuade that to come off. I assume that's going to be just get you some kind of punch. You probably won't have to use a rubber hammer. Use a metal punch. But just loosen that up. We'll need a little more than that. Get that plug out of my way. Get a different punch. This one's a little sharper. A little longer. I noticed there was an arrow on this thing, so clearly that goes somewhere, but I don't know where. Probably should have looked at that before. Let's get that arrow right there. Not sure if that means anything or what, but we will see. And then now, fuel pump should just come out of there. Should just come out of there. It does. I believe the float. Oh, there it goes. So the float assembly still in there. It is. So I'm gonna take this over to the bench. Let it dry off a little bit. See if I can see anything that would tell me why I was having this issue. And then let's go ahead and put the new one in. I ain't getting it out this far not to do that. Look down in here. There's a good bit of junk in the tank, but so what is that? See a little black stopper? Or black? I don't know what it is, but anyway, we're going to cover the tank hole up with this, and then we will unbox the new pump. Here comes a new lid with gasket. And it comes with the new fuel pump. Alright, that arm is a little different so far. Take it over here and look at the electrical connection, see if it's a little any different. See if I see any other differences. As you can see, this one is all white. Of course, it's not been sitting in gas. There's no corrosion on this one. It's got a good spring. I don't remember that spring, but I'll go check it out. Well. So, this thing is about 6 inches shorter than the other one. So I got to probably send this back and get yet another one ordered. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get a replacement for that other fuel pump, since it don't work. But before we just give up on this thing, I'm going to get rid of all this gas that's in this tank. To me, it smells like bad gas.
If you ever smelt bad gas, you know what it smells like. Kind of a varnishy, nasty smell. So I've about got this tank all the way pumped out. Just with your little transfer pump. Probably gonna jack that side of the vehicle up. That way I can get it all run to one side, get all of it out. All right, we're back with some high quality petro to put in this freshly cleaned tank. And we will put the fuel pump back in. I wanted to see what this thing looks like without the fuel pump in it. I can tell a difference in the two petrols. I'm also going to clean the little sock or filter that's on the bottom of that fuel pump. At least attempt to try to make a change before I put it back together. Yeah, you're smart. Let's make it impossible not to steal gas. Mandating everything through the EPA. Takes twice as long to dump the fuel, and you spill it everywhere. This gas does smell different than what I removed. That's a good thing. That's about 2.5 gallons. That's how much I removed from it. So I'm gonna stop there, just in case there's a hole in that little tube that pumps up. So yes, definitely smells different. All right, I'm gonna put the fuel pump back on. After I go wash my hands, I'll bring you back. All right, we're simply gonna put this thing back in here the same way it came out. Just kind of like this. Get that in there and then turn it around. Well, don't go that way. So it needs to go like this. Then turn it around. Your fuel float hits over there. And then that hits securely to the bottom. And then you simply keep that over there. Keep your fuel pump facing that way. That way your fuel float and everything works correctly. And then just tighten her back down. Alright. We get our fuel line here, our hose. Put it back on top of there. Push the green thing back in. Find our wires. And that part's done. So now I'm gonna get in here, crank it up, let it run, let it get warm, and then see if we still have the same misfiring issues. All right, we still haven't put the seat back in because I just want to see everything, make sure we ain't got no leaks. So we'll let that fuel pump cycle a couple times. So much for that. All right, guys, back again, working on the side-by-side again. This time I think we have the right fuel pump. I did not know, but there is a big difference between a 570 EFI and a 570 full size. So full size will be the 4-seater. This is only 2-seater, so the fuel pump is different. A few other things are different. But for now, we are going to work on changing this fuel pump, and we will see if that fixes the issue. If it doesn't, then I don't know what we'll do. I did clean the fuel pump strainer before I put it back in, and cleaned the tank, and it didn't help. Cleaned the tank, didn't help, so here we are trying again. We'll do a little dance of getting this thing out of here. There she comes with the float. Now you can see that wide float, which the other one did not have. There's that dirty strainer, which I'm gonna go put on top of our oil catch. Show you this right here too, if y'all can see that. Right there, I think that's the pressure regulator. And it's rusted, so maybe that's our issue. Unbagging our new fuel oil pump. Fuel pump. As you can see, it's exactly like the other one. I do have to put the arm on it. The level indicator, pressure sending unit, whatever it's called, to let us know how much gas we got. Gotta get it unbagged though. And that right there will just pop in like so. All right, that's done. It comes up, tells you the fuel level, goes down, tells you the lack of fuel level. Comes with a new cap and a new O-ring or gasket or whatever, seal. We will slip that on there. Probably could have put that on before I put the sending unit or the level indicator on, but it's okay. I'll let that come all the way up. Yeah, work it way. Simply goes in just like that. Oh yeah. I believe we finally got the right one. This one's got an arrow on it as well, the cap. Not exactly sure what that arrow does, but right now it's kind of just pointed over that way. I don't know if that's to make sure you get it down all the way. We're gonna go till she's tight. I think it's got to come all the way over here, not those two lines over here, but I don't know that for sure. We'll try. All right, that's about as good as it's gonna get. All right, that is back together. Stand by and we'll start it up. All right, here goes nothing. You can hear the fuel pump. We'll cycle it a couple of times. It's better than it would do. But it's done this before. Still hear a hesitation. Not sure. I am idling currently at 1400, where before I was like 13 to 12. So we'll see if it runs. I ain't gonna sit here and babysit this time. Now we're down to 1250. You can hear it a little bit. Alright. I'll bring you back. I'm going to go ride this thing. We'll find out together how it feels, or how it is. Alright guys. It idles. So that's one problem solved. It is still around 1200, but it's a whole lot better. Now we've got an issue with it just missing. So I'm gonna see if it'll rev up, see if it'll show you that miss. Like it cuts out every now and then. Y'all got any idea what that might be? I changed the coil at one time. Or tried to change the coil at one time. And then after changing the coil, it would give me a coil. It would give me a check engine light for the coil on. So I put the original back in it. So I'm thinking I might need to change the coil again. I want maybe a spark plug. It's all that thing. I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comments. See where I'm going next. Alright guys, it has been a few more days. As you can hear, side-by-side idles. That's great. It would not do that. It would literally take, my parents live next door. It would literally take me like 10 to 15 minutes to get it over here. If it's stopping and just cutting off, which was progressively getting worse. Now it idles, it runs. It does still have that miss I was talking about. I do have a new coil, spark plug wire ordered. Hopefully those will be here in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully that'll fix my condition. As you hear, it is idling. I'll let you hear that miss one more time. That way y'all, if y'all know what it is, you can let me know. Right there. Right there. But now it will idle around 1200, 1250, and it don't cut off, so that's good. So yeah, please let me know if y'all got an idea what might be causing that little miss there. When you're in low range, you feel it a lot. High range, not so much. I guess just because you're past that point. So when we started shooting this video, we were at 125 subscribers. This has been over like 2 weeks. We're up to 140 subscribers now. So we're growing. Please help us continue to grow. The more subscribers we get, the easier it'll be for me to get stuff to review. Easier to be for me to afford to work on stuff. But please come back. I hope you're enjoying the content of this channel. You definitely like the riding videos. We can just see by the views on those. So we're going to do a lot more of that, hopefully. I mean, you know, you got to be able to afford to get out in the woods and get away from work and get away from the day-to-day stuff. So got some more garden videos coming. I just love my garden. It is beautiful right now, and you'll see that. I'll go through that probably next week. I'll probably make a video on that. So just stay tuned for that. The tromboncino squash, which you'll see, they're starting to vine out, and beautiful, beautiful. Please come back to your channel, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and then we'll see you soon. Thank you.